He woke up feeling something heavy on his chest. At first he thought it was a bad dream, but when he opened his eyes, he saw her, his alien roommate, lying right on top of him. Her eyes were wide, shining with fear and urgency. She whispered, something so quietly that he almost missed it. But those words changed everything. He blinked, trying to understand what was happening. This was not the first time he had seen her. They had been living together for weeks. She was strange but quiet, always keeping to herself. Now this moment was different. She seemed scared, very scared. His heart raced as he tried to focus on her words. "They are coming. You must help me," she said. Her voice was soft but strong. The words made no sense yet felt heavy, like a warning he could not ignore. He sat up slowly, careful not to frighten her more. "Who is coming?" he asked, his voice trembling. She looked at him with eyes full of pain and hope. "They want me. But with you I might be safe," she said. Her words were strange, but he felt the truth in them. The room was silent except for their breathing. He looked at her again. She was not like any alien he had seen in movies or books. Her skin was pale blue and smooth. Her eyes were large and glowing faintly. But what shocked him most was her calm in this dangerous moment. He wanted to ask many questions, but he knew this was not the time. Something big was about to happen, and he had to be ready. He felt a strange connection to her, something he could not explain. Maybe it was fear, or maybe it was trust. "Tell me everything," he said quietly. She nodded and took a deep breath. "I come from far away, from a place where my people are hunted. I escaped, but they found me here. If they take me back, it will mean the end. For me and maybe for others," she said. He tried to imagine what that meant. He was just a simple man living on Earth, but now he was part of something much bigger. His mind raced with questions. Who were these enemies? Why did they want her? What could he do to help? She reached out and touched his hand. It was cold but comforting. "You must keep me safe. They cannot know where I am," she said. Her voice was calm but urgent. He nodded, feeling a new responsibility growing inside him. Suddenly, a loud noise outside broke the silence. They both froze. His heart pounded. "They are close," she whispered. He looked at her, fear rising, but also a strange courage. He had to protect her. He had no choice. He helped her sit up and looked around. Their small apartment suddenly felt like a battlefield. He felt powerless but knew he had to act. The alien roommate looked at him with hope. She trusted him with her life. He took a deep breath and promised himself he would not let her down. This was just the beginning of something he never expected. A human and an alien bound by fate, standing together against unknown dangers. The weight on his chest was gone now, replaced by a strange feeling of purpose. The alien whispered again, "Thank you. Together we can fight." He looked at her and smiled weakly. "Then let's be ready." The day had changed forever. And so had he. The air in the small apartment felt heavy as the human sat beside his alien roommate, trying to piece together the strange story she had just shared. Her eyes were still wide with worry, but there was a flicker of trust growing between them. He could tell this was no ordinary visitor, and her words carried weight beyond anything he had imagined. She began to explain more about her world, a place far from Earth, where her people lived under constant threat. "My home is called Zalora," she said softly. "A planet filled with beauty but shadowed by war. For centuries, two powerful groups have fought for control. My people, the Lyrans, believe in peace and knowledge, but the Zarok seek to rule through fear and violence." He listened carefully, his mind struggling to understand the reality beyond his simple life. The alien spoke of a galaxy filled with wonders and dangers, of starships and planets he had only seen in movies. Yet, now, it was all real and crashing into his quiet world. "They hunted me because I carry a secret," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. A secret that could change the fate of many. The Xerox want to find it. If they do, they will destroy everything. He felt a chill run down his spine. The weight of her words was heavy, but also strange. How could one person or one alien hold such power? But when he looked into her eyes, he saw no lies. Only fear, hope, and a desperate need for help. "Why me?" he asked, feeling vulnerable yet curious. "Why do you think I can protect you?" She reached out and took his hand again, her touch warm now. "Because you are different," she said simply. "Humans have a strength and courage many forget. And somehow when I was near you, I felt safe. There is a bond between us, one they cannot break." He did not fully understand what she meant by a bond, but he did feel something. Deep inside, a strange connection that pulled him toward her. Maybe it was fate or chance or something more. He knew one thing for sure. He could not turn away. As the hours passed, they talked more. She told him about the Xerox terrible acts, destroying entire planets, enslaving innocent beings, spreading fear across the stars. She described her escape from their grasp, traveling across light years to find refuge on Earth. He felt overwhelmed by the stories, but also inspired by her courage. She had risked everything for freedom, and now she was here, relying on him. Suddenly, a sharp noise outside startled them both. The human stood up, his heart racing. "Are they here?" he asked, eyes searching the window. She nodded, eyes full of worry. "Yes, they have found me. They will not stop until they take me back." His mind raced. He had no weapons, no army, no experience with battles like this. But he had something stronger, a will to protect. "We need a plan," he said firmly. "You can't stay here, it's not safe." She looked at him gratefully but fearfully. "I do not know Earth well. I have no place to run." He thought quickly. "I have friends. People who believe in helping others, even if they don't understand everything. Maybe they can help." She nodded slowly. "I trust you. I have no other choice." The human picked up his phone and began calling. As he spoke to his friends, he felt the weight of responsibility pressing down. This was not just about an alien roommate anymore. It was about survival, courage, and hope. Hours later, a small group gathered in the apartment. Some were skeptics, others curious. But all shared one goal: to help protect the alien and keep her secret safe. The human watched as the alien explained her story to the group. Her voice was steady now, her eyes shining with determination. She spoke of peace, of fighting for a better future, and of the dangers that lurked beyond their world. The group listened, their faces serious. They promised to help in any way they could. Days passed, and the human noticed changes inside himself. He felt stronger, more alert. Small bursts of energy would flash through him unexpectedly. The alien noticed too and smiled gently. "This is the bond I spoke of," she explained. "You are becoming part of something greater. Your body and mind are adapting." He felt confused and scared, but also curious. What was happening to him? And what did it mean for their fight? One evening, as they prepared for the worst, the alien shared a secret. "The Xerox are not just after me. They want what I carry inside, a power that can bring balance or destruction." He looked at her, stunned. "What power?" She hesitated, then said, "It is called the Starseed, a rare gift passed down in my family. It can awaken the hidden strength in those who are worthy." He touched his chest, feeling the strange energy coursing through him. "Am I worthy?" She smiled softly. "That is for you to decide." Their bond grew stronger each day, their trust deeper. But the danger was closer than ever. One night the sound of ships filled the sky. The enemy had arrived on Earth. The human stood beside his alien roommate, ready to face the coming storm. He felt fear, but also a fierce determination. "This is our fight," he said quietly, "and we will not give up." The alien nodded, eyes shining with hope. "Together, we are stronger than they know." As the enemy ships drew closer, the human felt a new power rising inside him. The battle for their future had begun, and there was no turning back. The night air was thick with tension. Outside, the sky was alive with the distant hum of approaching ships, silent predators hunting. In the dark, inside the small apartment, the human and his alien roommate stood side by side, their breath steady but their hearts pounding. They knew that what was coming would change everything. Since the enemy's arrival on Earth had been announced, the human had felt something new stirring inside him. It was strange, like a quiet fire burning deep within his chest. He wasn't sure what it was, but he could feel it growing stronger each day. His muscles felt tighter, his senses sharper. Small things that used to be easy now felt electric. The alien noticed too. Her glowing eyes watched him carefully, a mixture of hope and concern shining there. "It is happening," she said softly one evening. "The bond we share is awakening. Your true potential." He looked at her, puzzled and a little afraid. "What do you mean? What kind of potential?" She took a deep breath and explained. "The starseed inside you is stirring. It is a power passed down through my people, rare and dangerous. It awakens strength, speed, and senses beyond what any normal human can have. But it is also unpredictable. It will test your will." He clenched his fists, feeling a sudden surge of energy pulse through his body. His heart raced. This was not just a strange feeling anymore. It was real power. Power he never dreamed he would have. Over the next few days, he practiced controlling it. The alien helped him focus, teaching him to calm his mind and breathe deeply. Each time he did, the strange energy settled into a steady hum. His body moved faster, his reflexes sharper. He could hear sounds from far away and see details clearly in the dark. At first, it was exciting, but then came the fear. What if he lost control? What if this power hurt someone he cared about? The alien comforted him. "You are stronger than you think. Your heart will guide you." Meanwhile, outside their safe place, the Xerox were closing in. Their dark ships cut through the atmosphere, casting long shadows over the city. The humans' friends, the small group who had promised to protect the alien, were preparing. They gathered weapons, set up defenses, and spread the word to trusted allies. The human joined them, his new abilities making him an unexpected leader. People looked to him with hope, even though he felt unsure. He was just an ordinary man who woke up one day with an alien on top of him. Now, he was something more. One evening, as the sun set behind the city, the alien told him about the Xerox, cruel tactics. They use fear and pain to control. They destroy anything that stands in their way. But they do not understand humans well. Your strength is your heart, your courage. That is their weakness. Her words gave him courage. He remembered the moments when he helped others, stood up for what was right. This was not just about survival anymore. It was a fight for freedom. Suddenly, alarms sounded across the city. The enemy had launched their first attack. The sky lit up with explosions as the Xerox ships fired down their weapons. Buildings shook. People ran in fear. The human and the alien rushed to the front lines, joining their allies. He felt the starseed inside him burning bright. His muscles moved with power he had never known. He dodged blasts, helped the wounded, and fought alongside the alien who moved with grace and strength. In the chaos, he realized how much he had changed. He was no longer the man who woke up confused and scared. He was a protector, a warrior. The battle lasted hours, the enemy relentless, but the human and his friends held strong. They pushed back the Xerox, forcing them to retreat. After the fight, the city was quiet but alive with hope. People gathered to thank the defenders. The alien smiled, proud of the human beside her. But the war was far from over. In the days that followed, the human's powers grew even stronger. He discovered new abilities. He could heal faster, hear whispers from miles away, and move almost invisibly in the shadows. The alien explained that the starseed was bonding deeper with his soul. "You were chosen for this. The galaxy needs you." He struggled with the weight of this truth. How could one man change the fate of so many? One night, as he stood looking at the stars, the alien joined him. She placed her hand on his shoulder. "Together we can do anything," she said, softly. He nodded, feeling a warmth spread through his chest. The bond was not just power, it was trust, friendship, and hope. Suddenly, a new message came through their communication device. It was a warning. An enemy fleet was heading straight for Earth, larger and more dangerous than before. The humans' eyes widened. The final battle was coming. He looked at the alien and smiled. "We've come this far. We won't give up now." She returned the smile, her eyes shining with determination. As the enemy ships appeared on the horizon, the human felt ready, not just because of his powers, but because he was not alone. They stood together, ready to face whatever the galaxy threw at them. The starseed inside him blazed like a beacon in the dark, a symbol of hope for a future worth fighting for. And this was only the beginning. The city was no longer the quiet place it once was. The battle with the Xerox had shaken everything. Buildings were scarred, streets were crowded with frightened people, and the sky held an uneasy silence. But beneath the surface, something powerful was growing, inside the human and his alien roommate. Since the last attack, the human had trained harder than ever. The starseed inside him was no longer just a flicker of power. It was a roaring flame. His senses had sharpened. He could hear whispers from blocks away, feel vibrations through the ground, and move with a speed that blurred his form. The alien watched him closely, proud but cautious. "You are ready," she said one evening, her voice steady but full of meaning. "But this next fight will test everything. The Xerox will not stop until they have taken what I carry." He nodded, feeling the weight of the coming battle settle on his shoulders. This was no longer about hiding or running. It was time to fight back. The first sign came suddenly. A dark shadow swept over the city as the Xerox ships returned, larger and more powerful than before. They unleashed waves of energy, tearing through defenses and striking fear into the hearts of the people. The human and his alien roommate rushed to the front. His friends were ready, but the enemy's force was overwhelming. The battle was fierce. Explosions lit the night, and screams filled the air. The human felt the starseed surge within him, giving him strength and courage. He moved through the chaos, protecting civilians, guiding his friends and facing the enemy soldiers head-on. His body moved faster than he could think, dodging blasts and striking with power that surprised even him. Beside him, the alien fought with skill and grace. Her blue skin glowed faintly as she used abilities he still did not fully understand. Together they were a force to be reckoned with. But the Xerox had a secret weapon. A giant warship, black and menacing, hovered above the city. It sent down a pulse of energy that knocked the human off his feet and sent shockwaves through the streets. The alien rushed to his side. "This is their command ship," she warned. "We must stop it, or the city will fall." He struggled to stand but felt the starseed burning brighter. He knew what he had to do. Gathering his strength, he raced toward the warship's landing zone. His friends followed, fighting to keep the enemy at bay. The closer he got, the stronger the pulse became, but he pushed forward. The starseed inside him shielded his body, and his mind stayed sharp. As he reached the ship, he saw the command center's entrance guarded by Xerox soldiers. Without hesitation, he charged, moving faster than anyone expected. The guards were caught off guard by his speed and strength. Inside the ship, the air was cold and dark. The human felt the weight of enemy eyes watching him, but he pressed on. He found the control room and faced the Xerox commander, a towering figure clad in black armor with glowing red eyes. The commander sneered. "You think you can stop us, human? You are weak." The human's heart raced, but his voice was steady. "I'm stronger than you know." The battle began. The commander attacked with powerful strikes and energy blasts. The human dodged and countered, using his starseed power to fight back. The room shook with their clash. The human remembered the alien's words. The strength of his heart was his greatest weapon. Focusing, he let the starseed flow through him fully. With a final burst of energy, He struck the commander, breaking through his defenses. The commander fell, defeated. The ship began to tremble, systems failing. Outside, the alien and their friends fought fiercely, pushing the remaining Xerox back. The city's defenders rallied, inspired by the humans' bravery. The warship exploded, in a brilliant flash sending shockwaves through the sky. The battle was won, but the cost was high. The city lay in ruins, and the threat was not gone, only delayed. The human and his alien roommate returned to their small apartment, exhausted but alive. She smiled at him, her eyes filled with pride and gratitude. "You saved us all." He shook his head. "We saved each other." The bond between them had grown stronger than ever, but as they rested, a new message came, a warning from deep space. The Xerox were regrouping. A larger, more powerful force was heading toward Earth. The human looked at the alien, determination burning in his eyes. "We will be ready," she nodded. Together. Their fight was far from over, but now they knew their true strength, and nothing could stop them. The city was slowly healing, but the scars of battle were clear. Streets that once bustled with life now showed signs of struggle and loss. Yet, in this quiet after the storm, something new was rising, a plan born from hope, courage, and the fierce will to protect what remained. The human sat at a small table with his alien roommate and their closest allies. The room was filled with maps, data screens, and whispered conversations. Everyone knew the threat was not gone. The Xerox were gathering forces for a bigger attack, one that could destroy Earth if they were not stopped. The human felt the starseed energy inside him pulsing softly, a reminder of the power he carried. But more than power, he knew that this battle would require something greater, trust and unity. "We can't fight this alone," he said, his voice steady but filled with urgency. "We need help from others who believe in us, who want peace." His alien roommate nodded. "There are those across the galaxy who oppose the Xerox. They are scattered but willing to join if we reach out." The human looked around the room. Faces of friends, strangers, and allies, all filled with hope and determination. "Then we make contact. We send a message." Plans were quickly made. Using the aliens' technology and the humans' knowledge of Earth systems, they prepared a signal, an urgent call for allies, a promise to fight for freedom together. As the message spread through space, the human trained harder than ever. His powers were growing. But so was his understanding of what it meant to be a protector. His alien roommate stayed by his side, teaching him not just to fight, but to lead. One evening, as they trained under the stars, she spoke quietly. "The bond we share is rare. It gives us strength but also responsibility." He looked at her, curious. "What kind of responsibility?" "To protect not just ourselves but all who cannot protect themselves. To be the light in the dark." He nodded, feeling the weight of her words settle deep inside. Suddenly a signal came through the communication device. It was a reply, a fleet of ships answering their call. Friends from distant worlds, ready to join the fight against the Xerox. The human's heart soared with hope. Together, they prepared for the coming battle. The city rebuilt its defenses, and the human trained his allies in fighting alongside his unique powers. But not everyone trusted the human or his alien friend. Some doubted the power of a human to stand against the Xerox. Some feared the unknown. The human faced these doubts with patience and courage. He showed his strength through actions, not words. Slowly, fear turned to respect. As the enemy fleet approached, the human stood on a hill overlooking the city. His alien roommate joined him, her eyes calm but fierce. "This is the moment," she said. "We fight not just for ourselves, but for every being who dreams of peace." He took a deep breath, feeling the starseed energy pulse through his veins. "We fight together." The battle began with a roar. The sky filled with ships, lasers, and explosions. The human led his forces with skill and bravery, his powers lighting the way. He moved through the battlefield like a storm, protecting the weak, striking down enemies and inspiring hope. The alien fought beside him, their bond creating a force stronger than any weapon. The enemy was powerful, but the human and his allies were stronger, because they fought for something greater than themselves. Hours passed and the tide turned. The Xerx's fleet began to falter. The humans' leadership and the unity of the defenders broke their will. Finally, the enemy retreated, defeated but not destroyed. The city cheered, its people alive with hope and pride. The human and his alien roommate stood together looking at the stars. "We have won this battle," he said softly. "But the war is not over." She smiled, a light shining in her eyes. "No, but together, we will change the fate of the galaxy." Their bond was unbreakable, their purpose clear, and the story of a human and an alien fighting side by side had only just begun. The victory was sweet, but brief. The human and his alien roommate knew the peace would not last. The Xerxes were cunning, patient, and ruthless. They had suffered defeat, but their hunger for power had only grown. Somewhere in the dark corners of the galaxy a plan was forming, a plan to crush the resistance once and for all. The human sat quietly in their small room, the weight of this knowledge pressing on his shoulders. The starseed pulsed softly within, him, a reminder of the power he wielded. But power alone was not enough. He needed answers, and he needed allies who truly understood the stakes. His alien roommate sat beside him, her blue skin glowing faintly in the dim light. "There is more to the war than we know," she said softly. "Secrets buried in the past. A history that could change everything." He looked at her, curiosity and concern mixing in his eyes. "What kind of secrets?" She took a deep breath. "The starseed is not just a power, it is a legacy, passed down from the ancient ones who shaped the galaxy. The Xerxes seek to control it because it can change the course of history. But there is a truth hidden in my people's past. A truth that could unite or destroy us." The human leaned forward, eager to learn more. "Tell me." She began to speak of an ancient war fought long before their time, a war between light and darkness, between those who sought peace and those who craved domination. The starseed was a gift from the stars meant to guide the worthy and protect the innocent. But in the wrong hands, it could bring ruin. "The Xerxes want to rewrite history," she said. "They want to erase the light and claim the galaxy for themselves." The human felt a chill run through him. This was bigger than he had imagined. The battle was not just for Earth or his alien roommate. It was for the future of all life. Determined to uncover the truth, they began a journey beyond the stars. With the help of their allies, they traveled to forgotten worlds and ancient ruins, searching for clues. On a distant planet, buried beneath the sands, they found a hidden temple. Its walls were covered in glowing symbols, stories of the starseed and the ancient ones. Inside, the human felt the starseed pulse stronger than ever. The alien studied the symbols carefully, translating their meaning. "This is the source," she said. "The power that gave birth to the starseed." As they explored, they discovered an ancient artifact, an orb of light that seemed to hum with energy. The human reached out and touched it. A surge of knowledge flooded his mind. Visions of the past, of battles fought, of heroes who had once protected the galaxy. He saw the sacrifices made to keep the starseed safe and the dangers that awaited if it fell into the wrong hands. The alien watched him, her eyes shining with hope. "You are the key, the one who can bring balance." The human felt the burden of this truth, but he also felt a fierce determination. He would not let fear control him. As they prepared to leave the temple, a warning echoed through the halls. A shadow moved in the darkness. The Xerxes had found them. The battle was fierce. The ancient temple shook with energy blasts and clashing weapons. The human used the full power of the starseed, his body glowing with light. The alien fought beside him, her strength and agility unmatched. Together, they pushed back the attackers. But they knew this was only the beginning. Back on their ship, as they flew away from the planet, the human looked at his alien roommate. "We have the knowledge now, but we need to use it wisely." She nodded. "The war is not just about power. It is about hope, trust, and sacrifice." He smiled, feeling a new strength inside. "Then we fight, not just for ourselves, but for everyone who believes in a better future. Their bond was deeper than ever, their purpose clear. The fate of the galaxy rested in their hands, and they were ready. The victory had come at a cost, but the human and his alien roommate knew it was only a brief pause in a much larger war. The Xerox were cunning and relentless. They had suffered a painful defeat, but they would not give up. Somewhere far beyond Earth, a new threat was rising, one that could crush the fragile hope the human and his allies had fought so hard to build. The human sat alone, staring at the stars through a small window in their safe house. The starseed inside him pulsed softly, a quiet reminder of the power growing within. Yet with every pulse came a deeper question. What was his true purpose? Was he just a weapon in this endless fight, or something more? His alien roommate entered the room silently, her pale blue skin glowing faintly in the dim light. She sat beside him, her large eyes filled with concern and wisdom. "There is something you need to know," she said softly. "The starseed is not just power, it is a legacy connected to the very origins of the galaxy." He turned to her, curiosity igniting in his eyes. "What do you mean?" "I thought it was just a gift, a power to help us fight." She shook, her head slowly. "It is much more. The starseed was created by ancient beings, the Guardians, who shaped the balance between light and darkness. They entrusted this power to a chosen few to protect the galaxy from falling into chaos. But the Xerox want to steal that legacy and rewrite history in their favor." The weight of her words settled heavily on him. This was not just a battle for survival. It was a war for the soul of the universe. Determined to understand more, they gathered their trusted allies and prepared for a journey beyond known space. Their goal was to uncover the truth hidden in forgotten worlds and ancient ruins, knowledge that could turn the tide of the war. Their ship sliced through the blackness of space, heading toward a distant planet shrouded in mystery. It was a place spoken of only in legends, a world where the Guardians were said to have left clues about the starseed. When they landed, the alien led the way to a massive temple buried beneath sands older than time itself. The air was thick with ancient energy, and glowing symbols covered the stone walls, telling stories of battles long past and sacrifices made to protect the fragile light of hope. The human stepped forward, feeling the starseed within him resonate with the temple's power. As he touched the glowing symbols, visions flooded his mind. Images of ancient warriors wielding light to fend off darkness, of planets saved and lost, of promises made to protect all life. His alien roommate translated the symbols, revealing a prophecy, the arrival of a chosen one from a distant world who would awaken the true power of the starseed and unite the galaxy against the growing darkness. He realized the prophecy was about him, but with that realization came danger. The temple's energy had sent a signal, a beacon alerting the Xerox to their location. Before they could fully absorb the knowledge, the temple was under attack. Shadows moved swiftly through the halls, Xerox soldiers, fierce and relentless. The human's heart pounded as he called upon the starseed's full power. His skin glowed with radiant energy, and his senses sharpened beyond human limits. His alien roommate fought fiercely by his side, moving with grace and deadly precision. Battle shook the ancient temple. Blasts of light and darkness collided, and the fate of the starseed hung in the balance. Despite the overwhelming numbers, the human and his allies held their ground. The starseed's light pushed back the shadows, and the Xerox were forced to retreat, though they vowed to return stronger. As the dust settled, the human looked at his alien roommate, both exhausted but victorious. "We have the knowledge now," he said, voice steady but filled with determination. "But knowing is not enough. We have to use it wisely." She nodded, her eyes shining with hope. "The war is not just about power. It is about hope, trust, and sacrifice. We must unite all who believe in a better future." The human smiled, feeling a new strength rising within. "Then that is what we will do. We will fight for everyone who cannot. Their bond, forged in fire and trust, was stronger than ever. The fate of the galaxy rested on their shoulders, but they faced the future together, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. And so their story continued, not just as warriors, but as beacons of hope in a dark and dangerous universe.